He's currently the leading rookie in the division, and he's also 5th in points. And at 5th in points, that is 2 points behind Kirk Alexander and only 8 points out of 3rd place behind his uncle, Eddie Brio Jr. Ready to go the distance. Here they come. Green is out. Pando puts it to it and pours on the coals. Shepard on his bumper. Brio up there with him. Down into turn 3 out of 4. It's your leader, Pando. Brio working hard in that 13, keeping it straight. Pando on the gas and off it into the turn. Here comes Brio looking inside Shepard's car. Stoney works the outside around 7. Already covered half the field. It's Patnode, Shepard, Brio, Alexander, and Gray. Stuyvesant with a little bit of a push, and Stone. Barry Gray now works the inside and off. Alexander takes over the 4th spot. On the backstretch, Shepard mounting a challenge on the outside of Patnode. Shepard on the gas coming off the turn at the halfway mark. Shepard working the high side, trying to keep Patnode low. He's got a good run off the turn. Almost picks up Brio with him. Patnode drops it low. Shepard staying on the high side. Once again, this time Brio and Patnode come together. Glenn Brio drops the 13 down out of the way. Shepard comes off 3 too high. Shepard's got to keep it down if he wants to stay in the hunt. He's getting pressure now. Eddie Brio a little quicker. Here comes Barry Gray up the inside. 2 laps to go. Patnode holds on. Patnode, Brio, Shepard, Gray, Alexander, and Stone. Stone begins to work the outside. Patnode, white flag. 5 cars in it, maybe 6. Brio looking to the high side, drops his nose low, can't get underneath as Patnode drops the car down. Patnode going to try to run the low side. Brio comes inside. Can he get him as they come to the checkers? It'll be Patnode. Brio, Shepard, Stone, Gray, and Alexander. Followed by Fitzgerald, Stuyvesant, Bingham, and Stebbins, then Newcomb. Glenn Brio tried his best, got the car qualified, at least got it on the track to see what he... Ron Smith and Charlie Lawrence, Joe Krajewski and Kevin Clayton, DeWitt Davis, Beef Alexander, Alan Anaki, Chris Hasbrook, and here's the green. Smith jumps out quickly. Charlie Lawrence drops to the high side. Alexander gets a nose right down in there. They bump together. Alexander moving up, Krajewski down the inside. Here comes Anaki. Your leader is Smith, Clayton, Alexander, Krajewski, Anaki, Hasbrook, Davis, and Lawrence. Ron Smith puts the pedal to it and pulls away in the Mustang. He's chased by 3 Pintos, a BMW, and a Toyota. Hasbrook on the outside, a little bit too high in turn 2. Three down, Smith still leading. Anaki gets that BMW up in the second groove where it runs so well it starts moving around the outside of Krajewski. Anaki down the outside, takes 2 of them going down the turn. Out of 4, he'll be dead even, then pulls away. Alexander's got problems in the 7. He's fallen off the base very, very much. Here's your leader, Smith, across the line. DeWitt Davis pulls out the car. Clayton second, Anaki third. He just puts the femur up on the high side and starts going around him again. There he goes. Clayton and Anaki. Kevin trying to keep him behind him. Allen stays up on the high side, had to bail out a little bit and lost his rhythm. Here comes the white flag now for Smith. It's Smith, Clayton, Anaki, Krajewski, and Hasbrook. Krajewski just trying to hold his line. Then it's Beef Alexander, Charlie Smith, and there's your winner, Ron Smith in the 2. Here's your battle for second, off the turn, to the line, it's going to be the 4. Anaki, Clayton, Krajewski, and Hasbrook. Working their way into turn 3, looking for green as they hit turn 4. Here we are. Chafee trying to turn it up as he gets down to the turn. Jason Davis just dives underneath him and grabs the 3rd spot. Chafee's to the high side and having his problems. Handy your leader. Then it's Kroll, Davis, DeRozier, Pollard, and Blackmore. DeRozier trying to find a hole. There is no hole. He's riding on the bumper of Davis, and they both duck underneath Handy. Here comes Blackmore up the outside. He's flying around the outside. Works to the high side of Handy. He's going to get trapped against the wall. Whoa, he does indeed. It's Davis, DeRozier, and on the outside, Blackmore for 3rd. Then it's Handy, Kroll, Pollard, and Fournier, Cody, and Chafee. Problems in the Chafee car, trying to keep it in gear. Looking for the halfway mark now. Cody trying to find a way to get around the pack and can't get that 91 to do it. Whoa, Blackmore nearly takes the car out. He got too high coming off the 2nd turn. Brings it back and starts chasing him down. Have a little trouble keeping that rear end down. He'll take it high and run him down. 2 laps to go. It's Davis, DeRozier, Blackmore, Crowell, Fournier, Handy, Cody, and Pollard. Here's Davis, white flag. The battle's going to be for second between Honda and Toyota. Then it's the Mustang and another Toyota. Jason Davis looking for the checkered flag, and here he is. Jason Davis, Rick DeRozier, Kevin Blackmore, Toppy Crowell holds on for 4th. Fournier goes to 5th, Cody up to 6th, and it's Pollard.
1 is Clinton Cram, the current point leader. 17, Steve Drew. 11, Don Corliss, and rounding out the field in the 89, it's David Rogers. Here they come for the green flag, Barnard and Keith Swan, and there's the green. Into turn 1, Barnard and Swan side by side. Now Swan has the advantage, but Barnard comes right back down low with the 24. And waiting in the wings is Travis Block in the 66 Vermont. He tries to dive down low and gets the 2nd spot now. Barnard back to 3rd in the 24 with Block up to 2nd. Here comes Boring down low, and he tries to take 3rd away from Barnard as they're stacked up 3 wide into turn 3. Now Block takes over the lead with Swan 2nd, Boring 3rd, Kersey up to 4th, Barnard 5th. But here comes Scott Cashman, and he's got that 5th position. Clinton Cram up into a qualifying spot in the 21. He slips by Barnard and up to 6th as Kersey gets a little crossed up coming off turn 2 and is a little sideways once again. It's Travis Block way out in front. Keith Swan second. Rob Morton third. Fourth is Hersey. Fifth is Graham. Sixth is Scott Cashman. Running seventh is Walt Pachalski. Eighth is Steve Drew. Ninth is Barnard. 10th is Corliss. 11th is Roser. This time it'll be 2 laps to go for Block. 2 to go. Swan holding on to second. Hersey up to third. Cram up to fourth, and Morton fifth. Here comes Drew up the high side, trying to make a last-minute move into the top 5, and that's exactly what he does. White flag is out. Block still way out in front, looking for the win. And there's the checker. In for the win, it's Travis Block now. Battle for second, and Keith Swan will hold on. That is Ron's Enduro car. Beautifully prepared race car, and he'll bring up the rear in this strictly stock qualifying heat. Yeah. Here they come, looking for a green. Tom Muka gets a good jump, and yellow is out. Field not being evenly matched enough, as Muka got a little bit too big of a jump on the 10 of LaRoche. Turn number 3. Muka and LaRoche, 2 rookie drivers, as they're side by side heading for the green flag this time, and there it is. A great start this time. Muka once again moves out on top. Here comes Tom Curley down low in the 32, and he takes the second spot from LaRoche and will now look for the lead in the 32. LaRoche back to third, Mallet up to fourth in the 97, and fifth is Tom Cashman. Bill Johnston and Joe Zellman have a battle going for sixth. Mallet gets a little bit out of shape as he looks for a way around LaRoche, dives into turn 3, they make contact, and both hold on to their positions. Muka and Curley now begin to pull away from the rest of the field as Cashman and Mallet make a LaRoche sandwich as they head into turn 4. Off of the turn, it's Mallet with that spot. That's a big battle for third involving several cars. Mallet will dirt track it coming off of turn 2. Cashman tries to get in and give him a little tap, but Johnston's there as Muka gets the black flag. You can see some fluid leaking out of the rear end of the car number 28 as he is pulling away, but is still receiving the consultation flag. Curley will take over the lead as Muka will drop off the pace, if he does. But Curley is now being scored as our leader in the 32. John Mallet up to second, Joe Zellman third. Running in fourth is Johnson, and fifth is Zielinski. Mallet has caught Curley, and they'll battle for the lead. Apparently now the problem with the Muka car has been pushed away. So we'll give him his spot back. Checkered flag. No, it comes out. Oh, we've got a big pileup there coming off turn 4. Zellman, Johnston, and Mallet. Looks like Zielinski got a little piece of that, and you can see some pretty heavy damage to the front end of the Zellman car. Mallet and Johnston involved, and didn't see what transpired to bring on that incident as the 74X tagged a wall in the back straightaway Tom Curley in the 32. There was water flowing from the back of the 28, and he was given the black flag several.
So Russ can get out there and go for a win here shortly. All right, it'll be Patnode and Fitzgerald, Shepard and Alexander, Brio, Stone, Stuymus, Gray, Bingham, Stebbins, Newcomb, Glenn Brio, and here they come. Green is out. Patnode on the gas. He's going to try to grab the lead. Shepard on the inside. Moving up. It's Patnode, Shepard, Fitzgerald, Brio, and Stone. Alexander, Gray, and Stuymus. Patnode hard down the straightaway, on the brakes in the turns to keep everybody behind him. He's your leader. "25 laps, Patnode trying to hold Shepard behind him. Stone up the outside. He's gone by Brio. He's working on the outside of Fitzgerald. Barry Gray coming up the outside as well. Patnode, Shepard, Stone, Fitzgerald, Brio, and Gray. Stoney to the high side again. Shepard has to keep getting on the brakes behind Patnode. Stoney just stays on the gas and runs around the high side. Up to the outside. It's Patnode, Stone, and Shepard. Brio and Fitzgerald. Patnode slides out, takes away a little bit of the racetrack. Stone into the back of him. Shepard goes back up as Stoney backs off. Here they come to the halfway mark. Halfway. Patnode hangs on to that lead. Stoney trying to angle the car off the turn. He doesn't. They run up behind the Glenn Brio machine. Here's Patnode and Stone coming down to complete lap 8. And it's going to be Stone. Stoney with the lead. Brio on the outside of Patnode. They touch. Brio gets around him. Here's Barry Gray way up on the outside. Shepard in hard. Can't quite hold it. Here comes Barry Gray for third, for fourth. Looking at third now. Shepard running hard underneath. Here's your leader, Ed Stone, Eddie Brio Jr., Todd Patnode, Barry Gray, George, Roger Shepard. Shepard works on Patnode's bumper. They come up behind the Newcomb machine. Here's Stone, here's Brio, here's Patnode. Todd working that wheel hard, moving up on the halfway mark now. Patnode trying to keep Gray out of there, trying to keep Shepard out of there and hold third. We're halfway. Pontiac holds back the Camaro and the Buick. Meanwhile, Stone and Brio run away. Shepard tattoos the back bumper. Barry Gray looks to the high side. Gray right up in there, working into the 4th spot. Up on the outside. Patnode brings it up high, drops the nose lows, and it drifts out toward the wall. Barry Gray can't quite get in deep enough to get to the outside of Patnode. Stone and Brio run away. Patnode holds on to that 3rd spot with 9 to go. This time, Patnode gets out of the turn quicker. Here's Barry Gray trying to run down the outside. Gray up alongside Patnode off turn 4, can't hold it. Patnode's found a sweet spot off 4 and Gray's just above it. Now Patnode's loose. Here comes Barry Gray. Sticks the nose of the Meadows Motors machine down in there. Runs up to the outside. This time Gray is right side by side with Pat Note off the turn, and they run wheel to wheel down the backstretch. Pat Note tries to drift it out, and Barry Gray drives around him. Gray to third, Pat Note to fourth, Shepard's fifth, Fitzgerald is seventh, Alexander is eighth. Look out! Caution is on the racetrack as Al Fitzgerald gets loose coming into the turn. That'll tighten the field up on lap 20. Lap 21. As the leaders cross the stripe, Al Fitzgerald gets crossed up and spins in number 3 turn. That's going to put Brio and Stone with Barry Gray right there with him. Glenn Brio at least got on the track and got some points. Temper, here they come. Ready to restart lap 21. Out of 25. Here comes Stone, here comes Brio, here comes Gray. Barry Gray, instead of being down a half a lap, this time is right in the hunt. Barry Gray trying to get low in the turn and run up on Brio. Here he is. The battle's going to be for second place between Gray and Brio. Gray down to the inside. Powers up the inside of Eddie Brio. Eddie stays right there with him as they come off turn 2. 2 laps remaining as Brio tries to regain a spot. Gray trying to run down your leader. White flag, 1 to go. It's Stone, Gray, Brio, Pat Note, and Shepard. Alexander and Bingham. Fitzgerald and Stuyvesant with Newcomb. Here they come for the checkers. It'll be Stoney for win number 6. Ed Stone for win number 6. Restart. And here he is, this afternoon's late model winner, Ed Stone. Well, other than one caution, a kind of an uneventful afternoon.
Yeah, it was a relatively easy race, but couldn't let any grass grow onto me because I saw Barry Gray coming, and we couldn't take any chances, that's for sure. He was catching me.
Kind of looked like without the caution, you might have had an easy time, but when the restarts, lots of things happen.
Yeah, I was hoping Barry and Eddie Brio would get together and start battling a little, and I guess that happened, gave me a little bit of an opening, or head start, you know, but it went good.
Good for 6 win, and stay on the top of those points. Your winner again, Ed Stone, and here's Barry. Barry, I guess maybe the caution was a blessing.
Yeah, it was a blessing. We were caught on the outside for a long time, and the track was real greasy. I guess somebody dumped something feature beforehand, and it was pretty tough to hold on to.
Well, you held on to it okay. It looked like you could run the inside once you got to it. A little harder up here in turns 3 and 4 trying to get around the outside.
Yeah, it was definitely harder up here in the turns trying to get through it. Once we got to the bottom, it was a little bit better, but we just ran out of time. Ed was running real good.
Well, there'll be another week, and we'll see you next Friday. Second finisher, Barry Gray. And in our third spot today, looked like second was yours till the caution flag came out.
Well, caution came on. We really didn't need it, but All in all, after last week, I'll take the third.
Last week was kind of a rough week, wasn't it?
Yeah, the car got torn up pretty bad in the first lap, and after the car went today, I really can't complain.
No complaints. That's a good third finish for Eddie Brio Jr. This week's feature winner, Kevin Blackmore from East Swansea in the Toyota Volvo Keen Toyota. Then it's Fournier, Smith, Lawrence, Pollard, DeWitt, Chafee, and Handy. Here they are, 20 laps, and they're away. Blackmore in trouble, goes to the back of the pack. Shuffle up front as they bang bumpers and trade paint. Krajewski's going to have the lead with Kroll and Hasbrook. It's Krajewski, Hasbrook, Kroll, Alexander, Clayton, then Davis, DeRozier, Cody, and Anaki, Smith, and Pollard. And now Blackmore comes out of the back of the pack. Hasbrook works all over the back bumper of Krajewski, trying to get a nose up inside there. Squeezes one in. Krajewski drops low and slams the door. Kroll caught on the outside. Jason Davis, Rick DeRozier work up the inside behind Clayton. DeRozier into fifth now. Your leader continues to be Krajewski with Hasbrook, Alexander, Clayton, and DeRozier. Davis and Anaki. Alexander way up the banking. Opens the door up for everybody else, but they can't get a bite to catch him. Here's Davis, into the side of Clayton. Picks up Anaki. Everybody straightens out except Clayton. Caution is on the racetrack. Where he got fouled up about the last lap of the race, even though he had been running in second place almost the entire race. Here they come. Here's the green. Hasbrook and DeRozier up through the gears the quickest. Krajewski gets off a little slower. Cody comes up the outside. This time it'll be Hasbrook the leader. Hasbrook, DeRozier, Wayne, Cody in the borrowed ride. Then it's Krajewski, Davis, and Alexander, Smith and Davis. Hasbrook holding on. The Pinto with Cody at the wheel is really moving well. It was moving well. Cody fights the wheel, gets on the binders. He's still fighting the wheel down onto the alligator bumps and almost takes out everybody in the field. Here they come to the halfway mark. DeRozier down to the inside of Hasbrook. It'll be DeRozier to the line, and he has the lead. Rick DeRozier, looking for the first win of the year in this new car. Takes the lead away from Hasbrook. Krajewski, Alexander, Smith, and Davis are trailing. Blackmore moving up from the back of the pack. Here comes DeRozier on the gas. Krajewski trying to hold the line and keep everybody behind him. Puts the nose of the Pinto down to the low side and brings it back up. Smith can't get around him, neither can Alexander. And meanwhile, DeRozier and Hasbrook continue to disappear. Joe Krajewski doing a masterful job of keeping the field behind him. But they're beginning to build up, and he's going to have to give way here soon. In a little bit deep. Drops down across the turn. Continues to hold third. Alexander and Smith on his bumper. They finally get him to wiggle, and they go to the inside and the outside. Here's your leaders with 5 to go now. great pace. DeRozier in the Honda. The Toyota of Hasbrook. Alexander in a Pinto, the Mustang with Smith, followed by a Toyota and a Mustang. Smith off the back bumper of Alexander. They work around Charlie Lawrence. To the outside, Ron Smith trying to take the measure of Alexander as they come off turn 2. 2 laps to go now, 2 to go for the Honda of DeRozier, the Toyota of Hasbrook. Then it's Smith in the Mustang. Alexander in the 7 car. Blackmore 5th in the 12. White flag. 1 lap to go. Here he is. It's DeRozier looking for his first win of the year in a new ride. DeRozier slowing on the backstretch. Hasbrook closing in. Here's the checkered flag. Who's it going to be? Rick DeRozier. Chris Hasbrook in his best finish of the year. And Ron Smith with Alexander and Blackmore. Taking his time and well worth it. He's had a couple of shots where things didn't come well for him, and this time was the day for Rick DeRozier, and the best finish in a long time for Chris Hasbrook. Happy to see it after last week, huh? We'll talk about that in a minute, but here he comes. Whoa, 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 bring that car back here. He wants to take another trip around, I think. It's been so long, he forgot where Victory Lane is, I think. Here he is, Rick DeRozier. I don't know, folks, I hear more down here than I hear up there. Rick, this is the first time we've seen Honda in competition. You had an awful bad start to the year, but this is worth it, huh?
Yeah, it made it all worth it. These guys put their hearts out and working on the car, getting it up here, making sure everything was okay. All I had to do was get in and drive it.
Drive you did today. Chris gave you a good run.
Yeah, I saw him coming, and I kept looking in the mirror to see if anybody else was coming, and I didn't see anyone coming. We were on straightaways by ourselves, it looked like.
That's because he was parked perfectly behind you, so you wouldn't know he was there. This, you know, this, by the way, this is the first time this year that you haven't said, "I'll see you on the track."
I did. You know why? Because I wouldn't be here.
That's right. Good win. Rick DeRozier's first of the year in a Honda. And Chris Hasbrook, last year we watched you lead, and I hate to go into all the things that went wrong. Even last week you had a good run going. What happened then?
It was a tough one. I don't know what they're doing out there, but we finally got something, so.
The car looked real good. What have you done to get it to run so well?
Spring changes. Just keep experimenting.
It was worth it, and you were on his bumper. It could be sometime before the year's out, huh?
I hope so. Better get a win this year sometime.
Good second place, best finish of the year for Chris Hasbrook. And Ronnie Smith, you had to come out of the pack to do it, but it seemed like you got here.
Yeah, I did. It was a little on the tough side. You know, there was some swirling going on, but I kept it straight, and I'm here.
You're here. Now, when I saw you in the pits earlier today, that bright red car, you said, "I'm going to take it out in the Enduro." I saw it in the Strictly Stock race. What'd you think of that?
Well, we talked to a bunch of people, and they felt that I should probably run it on Friday nights, and I'll try my best. I got a lot of changes to do to the car. It's a very heavy car. It was built for an Enduro, but I'm going to give it a shot.
All right, we'll see you there. Ron Smith, good run for third today.
Next up is Tom Muka, and rounding out the field in the 72, it's Henry Martin. There's your field for the 20-lap Strictly Stock feature event. Keith Swan and Bobby LaRoche will bring the field around. Here they come. Off turn 4, Chance Stevens waves the green, and they're off. Through turns 1 and 2, Keith Swan gets out ahead, but gets a little sideways. LaRoche comes right back, and here comes Block down low in the 66 Vermont. They go 3 wide for the lead coming off of turn 4. At the line, it is the 10 of LaRoche. Down into turn 1, he's got the lead. Swan tries to hold on for a second, but here comes Block back down low with car number 66 Vermont. He takes the Camaro way down low and passes LaRoche for the lead on lap 2. Brand new leader is Travis Block in the 66 Vermont as LaRoche will try to hold on for a second. Tom Curley moving up in the 32 on the outside of Swan, looking for the 3rd spot. Currently running 5th is Tom Cashman Jr., and behind them it's more battles for position 6 through about 12, with John Mallett, Scott Cashman, and Scott Zielinski leading that pack. Moving into second now, Tom Curley in the 32. He'll take the 32 high off turn 4. Moving back down into turn 1 with the 2nd position, and LaRoche now runs 3rd. Swan holding on to the 4th spot. Tom Cashman Jr. 5th. Scott is a couple of positions back in the 9th spot. Between the two Cashmans, Mallett and Zielinski come together. Into turn 1, Zielinski goes around with 2 flat tires, both of them on the left side of the race car. Yellow flag is out. Mallett and Zielinski come together off of turn 4, and in turn 2, there's where Zielinski spun around with the 7. He's got both left tires are flat on the number 7 car. He is 2nd in the point standings. He'll look to retake the lead away from Cram if he can hold on for the win and maybe finish about Block and Curley will bring the field around. Yellow flag now remains out. We are still awaiting the Zielinski number 7. We'll see if he can make it back out. Block and Curley return to action. Green this time. Chance Stevens will look him over. Here they come. The green flag is out, and Block and Curley once again bring the field around. Block has the lead in turns 1 and 2. Curley right alongside in a battle for the lead now as they go into turn 3. Curley keeps the 32 on the high side, but off turn 4, Block comes back away with the advantage. Keith Swan back up to 3rd in the 74, having a great run in the Camaro. Now, Swan again on the high side of Block to make that Curley. Swan still running 3rd. Curley now battles with Block. Off of turn 2, Block still holds a full car length advantage, but Curley is not giving up as he continues to run high. Now, Keith Swan gets out of shape, contact with John Mallett. Mallett is able to get away, and he'll move up to 3rd now with a 97. Swan falls back to 5th as Tom Cashman Jr. gets by and runs 4th now in the 17X. Morgan gives LaRoche a tap, and down through the infield goes car number 10. He'll try to get back up, and he does, but has lost several positions, as you can see. Back up front, it's still Block and Curley pulling away once again. Bill Johnson has moved up to 4th now with a 2. Right in back of Mallett, who's 3rd in the 97. Here comes Johnson running the low side. Mallett gets up a little high, opens the door in turn 4, and Johnston moves in down low. Battle for position number 3. Coming off of turn 2, Johnston takes the spot. Great run with car number 2 going into that 3rd position. Mallett dirt tracks it in turn 4. Here comes Clinton Graham, the point leader, with car 21. A lot of heavy action and battling going on from positions 5 on back through 15. As you can see, Russ Hersey moving up through the field 3 wide off of turn 4. Swan goes around, makes contact with Pachalski. They get crossed up on the front straightaway. Cook goes around as well with a 5, and down through the infield goes Joe Zellman. Yellow flag is out with 13 laps complete. Keith Swan once again got a little bit out of shape in turn 4. The 11 of Corliss has a flat right front tire. We'll look for a green flag. Over into turn 3 they go. On the back straightaway, Block and Curley bring the field around. There's the green flag, and off turn 4, Block gets a great start and will already pull away with a good advantage. And here comes Johnston down low on Curley. These two are having a heck of a run, and they're about to show which one's having a better run now. Curley running the high groove well with the 32, but here comes Johnston back down low. Johnston in the 2. Low for the second spot. Clinton Cram has moved up into 4th with the 21. Mallet 5th in the 97. Now Johnston one more time. This time he's got the second spot at the line, and into turn 1 to 2 now runs in position number 2. Curley back to 3rd in the 32, and here comes Cram moving up in the 21. As Block will now lead him for 15 laps. Let's see if Johnston can come on strong enough to challenge Block for the lead. Datsu is running very well, but Block has certainly had the better luck this season. Further back, Russ Hersey, Steve Drew, John Mallet, and Scott Zielinski all dicing it up for positions 5 through 10. Here comes Cram down low on Tom Curley now, and Curley will fall back into 4th, but still having a great run with the 32. Next time, it'll be 2 laps complete for Block. Can he hold off Johnston? Look at the 2 now coming on strong. Block's going to be tough, however. 2 laps to go. And you can't count out Clayton Cram in the 21. Johnston ought to pay more attention to the 3rd place car than the 1st. Trouble in turn 4. Herb Stevens goes around but continues, and we stay under green. White flag is out for Block. And more trouble in turn 4 as Muka gets tagged and goes around. And the 18 now leaks fluid on the back straightaway. Our leaders get crossed up. Steve Drew slides, but the top 3 hold on. Checkered flag is out. Yellow checker situation, and it's Travis Block for his first win of the year.
Good run for Travis Block as he holds off the hard charges of Bill Johnson and Clinton Cram. A wild finish for some of the other guys as they get squirrely toward the end. Tough break for Joe Zellman in the 22.
Season. Congratulations, Travis. We knew that you were going to be a contender starting up front, but that 2 in the 21 gave you quite a run there.
Yeah, I saw him catching up in the rearview mirror. I knew that right there, but everything worked out pretty good. You know, car stayed the same all the way through the race, so I was able to handle it pretty well. I got to thank the crew. They've been doing a hell of a job all year long, and, you know, I can't do this without them. And, you know, if it wasn't for them and the rest of our sponsors, we just wouldn't be here.
Congratulations, Travis Block, for his first win of the season. And here's 2 guys that have had such a great season now all of a sudden. Bill Johnson, that was a great run with car number 2. You came in so close for your first win.
Yeah, this is about the best we've been hooked up in this year for sure. And things started to go better. We got to thank our auto buddy for helping us out.
Congratulations, Bill Johnson, your second place finisher, and Clinton Cram, you'll hold on to the point lead with a great 3rd place finish. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks. Tell you what, that track was getting mighty slippery there at the end. I'm just glad we all made it out, you know, safe and sound, these 3 cars. And them 2 in front of me are pretty hard to catch, I tell you.
Clayton Cram, your 3rd place finisher in car 21.